Y'all already know what time it is. It's real money coach time. Listen, I'm so excited that you are with us on this wonderful Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm seeing a little bit of lag in my internet, y'all, but it's all good. We just gonna make this thing do what it do. As Dante put on the screen, come on in, put in the chat box where you are watching from. What city, what location, what part of the earth are you now dwelling in as you watch this live show on Facebook and YouTube? And I'm your host, been here for a minute, Tony Jackson. I'm super excited, y'all. I'm super excited. I'm kind of geeked tonight, honestly, because some wonderful things are happening. Y'all don't know it. Last week I was a little under the weather, but we good this week, and so I'm pretty pumped up. And we have a wonderful guest that's going to be on the show tonight. We're going to bring a lot of energy for you, but I just don't even know who's watching yet because y'all ain't put nothing in the chat. Somebody got to tell me something in the chat. Where are you watching from? By the way, let me tell you this. Miss Powell, thank you for being here from South Carolina. Thank you so much for opening the floodgates where people can start putting in. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. The weather has been absolutely outstanding here in the Queen City in the Carolinas. So yeah, it's a wonderful time. It's spring. It's exciting. We got a lot of great things going on. I'm going to be having a little chit chat with my co-host when she comes on here in a second about some of the things that are taking place. Kimberly, thank you for checking in with us. Kimberly, that's my girl right there, from Sunday school to business meetings to being a part of the Real Money Coach show here on Tuesday nights. Thank you for your commitment to the process, to the movement, right? That's what we're going to call it, to the movement. Listen, let me do this. Let me just go ahead and let's invite Michelle Mitchell onto the stage so her and I can have a little conversation.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Michelle, it's been an exciting week. Alice Martin is watching from North Carolina. We know Alice is going to be there, right? Alice is going to be there. Again, she's in my Sunday school class, right? Listen, these wonderful people, they come to multiple things I do a week, and then they show up on Sunday and be in my Sunday school class.
Oh my goodness.
Lisa said, don't y'all get tired of him?
Right.
But Michelle, and we can have Dante bring this up. Yesterday, I started my master class, right?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So this was the master class. And let me tell you how amazing the Real Money Coach family is. So I guess probably, maybe about 3:00 yesterday. So let me check and see how many people have registered.
Mm-hmm.
41 people.
Shut up.
Michelle, 41 people.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome, Tony.
But guess what, Michelle?
What?
When 7:45 hit, class started 8.
Mm-hmm.
The registration had went up to 107 people.
No way.
Yes. And
wow.
And of course, when we do things online, we don't have, you have a lot of people who register.
Mm-hmm.
And, but when it's online, it's free. It's easy to register. But how many people going to show up?
Right. Exactly.
80 people.
Really, Tony?
Online, getting the financial literacy, financial psychology from 8:00, and we didn't end till about 9:15.
Wow.
At 9:15, we still have 72 people online.
That is awesome.
Still, Alice said we don't get tired of them. She said we don't get tired of them, right?
So, I guess not, Alice.
So I was just so excited because one of the things, Michelle, that kind of obviously, our families are deeply knitted together. Mm-hmm. I mean, ever since we were 18 years old in college, and we've done life together, right?
Yes.
We've,
Mhm.
your wedding, our wedding, your kids, our kids, you
Yep.
and Tony, me and Lisa, we've just done life together. So
Yes.
I kind of like expect you to be, like a big supporter, because you
Yes.
family, you don't have no choice, right?
Right.
But what's just so amazing to me is how many people came to get part of that information. And what knits my team together is that we all have that common thread that we want to be in the mix in terms of spreading financial literacy.
Yes.
And so when I look at this, and we got, financial psychology, and then
Mhm.
savings and budgeting's coming up. One of the CPAs on my team is going to do that. And then we got
Nice.
loans and debt,
Mhm.
personal credit, and then taxes by Timothy Day, with registered agent with the IRS. Then we got Kimberly going to do insurance. We got
Nice.
Euro Day that's going to do investing. Valerie is the one that's going to be, Valerie Rhodes is going to be doing savings and budgeting. Loans and debt is going to be by Vixen Powell out of
Mhm.
Florida. And so the whole team is involved in this whole 7-week course. And
Tony, I
so,
love to see that you're doing that, because until, like, it's wonderful that you are an educator, right? But when you begin to empower other people to speak their voice into
yep,
your message, then it just compounds, right? You're able to reach more people because now you got a a breadth of knowledge,
yes,
with
yeah,
other people.
and
I
different
love that you're doing that.
delivery methods, right?
Yes.
Different,
Mhm.
different, like you said, different breaths, and
Mhm.
duplicating yourself, right? And
Yes.
this
Mhm.
whole thing cannot be about me; it has to be
Right.
about us.
That's
And
right.
so that's why I'm so awfully proud of them who stepped
Yes.
up and said, "Hey, I will teach this class, or I'll teach that class,"
That's
and that
awesome.
type of thing. And of course, for me, I have to step back and let them do
Yep.
that,
You
and
do.
just guide them
Yeah.
in terms of, so that our message is consistent,
That is
that we
true.
have systems in place in
Yes.
terms of how we're going to do that. But I
Mhm.
just want to tell everybody, just make sure you register
Yeah.
for TRMC Masterclass so that you can get a part of this. The
Yes.
other thing that we launched yesterday is we launched our membership.
Mm.
TRMC membership, right? So you can put TRMC membership, and what that is going to do is unlock um, the online curriculum for you,
Nice.
right?
Mhm.
And this is just the start, y'all. This
Mhm.
is just the start. So we're going to unlock the online curriculum, and I think eventually we will be we'll add things to that membership. Like,
Yes.
eventually we're going to have great guests like we have tonight. But all you're going to be able to do is watch it live, maybe get a snippet of it with the podcast. But
Mhm.
then to get the real deep, in-depth knowledge, you're going to
Mhm.
have to be a member, and you'll be able to get that. And we'll even have some great people. So we're going to enhance that membership.
Yeah.
Now, this stuff is not cheap, Michelle.
I know it's not.
So we got to price this thing where it makes sense.
Yes.
So we price this thing high enough. So don't y'all be shocked by the price, okay?
Right.
You don't be shocked by $9.97 a month.
Yep. 9.97.
$9.97 a month, right? That's not
Nine
gonna break
dollars
the
and
bank.
97 cents.
$9.97 a month.
Y'all, come on.
Listen, and what I'm telling people is this: if you've been getting great content from the Real Money Coach,
Mhm.
then go ahead and be a member.
Right.
I'm not policing this thing. I'm not going to be like, oh, you didn't pay you. I ain't going to chase you, right? I ain't going to
Right.
be paying bill collect. But if you want to support us, go ahead and support us.
Yes.
TRMC membership.com, $9.97 a month through a secure PayPal, reoccurring. And let's go. Let's
Yep.
go. Let's make 2023 the year.
The
The
year.
year.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a lot of wonderful things to help our community in terms of giving back and education. So that's another reason I'm pretty excited, because of how the TRMC folks just showed out for the
Yeah,
class yesterday. I
that's awesome.
mean, 80 people,
Yeah, that's amazing.
that is amazing to me.
Just to get
And
just
and
to get a few people to show up is a accomplishment.
come on, at 8 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people go to bed at 8, right?
Right.
So and we try some do some new things like polling and as part of the financial
Mhm.
psychology and so we got to get you in on one of those, Michelle. We got to get you in
Yeah,
on one of those, and so you could talk about your money scripts and what have you. So that
yeah,
was my big breaking news that I'm excited about.
that's awesome.
Um, Today, we can take that down, Dante. Thank you, sir. Today, I went to Breakfast Conversations, little
Mhm.
networking thing that they've been doing for 9 years here, and it was really good, Michelle. It's really
Nice.
good. And someone was talking about the polling. They thought they liked it. It was different and interactive.
Oh,
Good.
good. Yeah.
So the speaker today was Jeff Hoffman. I don't know if you ever heard of Jeff Hoffman.
Mm-mm.
I was actually on a Zoom with him, I don't know, about a month ago, and then
Mhm.
saw that he was the speaker for this breakfast. Jeff Hoffman was the creator of Priceline.com
Oh,
and Booking.com.
okay.
And man, he dropped some nuggets today at the breakfast.
Nice.
And want me to share a couple of them with you? Let me
Yeah.
see. Let's say dream big, work hard, and create value. Okay,
Mhm.
I like that. That's good. Um, okay, here's here's one that I wrote. Your business should be the vehicle to take you to the dream you to your dreams,
Mhm.
not the obstacle that prevents you from getting there.
Amen.
That
Love
was
that.
I chew on that one, right?
Yeah.
Your business should be the vehicle to take you to your dreams,
Mhm.
not the obstacle that prevents you from getting there.
That's correct.
Now it's interesting. He talked about education. He talked about
Mhm.
education because this is this movement. He says, well, this is what he says happens to him, and so he's created these multi. He grew up single mom, 4 kids. Said he didn't know they were poor, but they were.
Right.
Um, but and he says that there's so many. So his story was this. His story was that he decided he wanted to go to Yale,
Mhm.
and he went to his counselor in high school and said, I want to
Mhm.
go to Yale. And his counselor told him, people like us don't go to Yale.
Mm.
Right.
Interesting.
Oh, by the way, he's Caucasian. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So people like us don't go to Yale, blah, 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 blah. So he ends up going to Yale anyway. Right.
Mhm.
So, and then he said he got kicked out his first day.
How you get kicked out of college on day one?
Because your mom didn't have the money to pay the bill.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So he creates a business in the basement of one of the halls that he was staying in, camping out homeless, that paid for his whole college career.
Wow.
And so what he says happens to him though is as he speaks to young people, is they'll say, well, why should I go to college? Why don't I
Mhm.
just start a business like you did? And
Mhm.
he says they don't understand that, that the math that I learned, how I learned to
Mhm.
problem solve, the
Mhm.
art class, all
Right.
these things that I took in terms of classes, although you may not see a direct correlation because I
Right.
started a business, all those things played a part. So his
Mhm.
point was that in the end, there's no success without education.
That's true.
So, and
And the reason why education is important is so that you can have the conversations with those who are educated, who will get you
exactly.
to where you want to be. You gotta have, you gotta be able to hold conversations with people that is not about the transaction of business, but the
Right.
relationship of business. And you learn that by being exposed to art, being exposed to music, being exposed to geography. So can talk intelligently to other
So,
people.
I could just steal the whole thunder because
I
it
know.
was really good. Speaking of music, so after creating Priceline and then the other one, Booking.com, he did both
Mhm,
of those, right? So he said he wants to take a break.
mhm,
So he decides that he wants to do music.
mhm,
And everybody's telling him, you're crazy. You are a tech nerd. You can't do music. Blah blah
mhm,
blah blah. And he says, I'm gonna do music anyway.
mhm.
So he ends up winning a Grammy, right?
Oh, no, really?
Yes. And he does this music thing, and everyone's telling him he's crazy, he's stupid, he shouldn't do the music thing. And so he becomes this promoter.
Mm,
And so he ends up promoting this singer, and everybody's calling him saying, "Can you get me tickets? Can you get me tickets? Can you get tip me?" He said, "You mean this stupid nerd that shouldn't do
right.
music? You want me to get you tickets to Beyonce?" He's
What?
promoting Beyonce tour.
Wow.
Isn't that, it's just crazy.
That's crazy.
And so his point was to make your promote your haters to VIP.
Mm,
Interesting.
yeah,
But
interesting.
I'm going to end on this, and then we're going to bring our guests up. This
Okay.
is one of the things he said. He says most people just pick things in life they want to do,
Mhm,
right? He says that's the wrong approach. He says don't pick the things you want to do. First, pick the people you want to do it with.
mm,
Then pick the things you want to do. Because
mhm.
who you're doing it with is more important than what you're doing.
That's true.
So I love it.
I love
I
it. Yeah.
I wrote these nuggets down, and yeah, it was very interesting. Talked about having intellectual curiosity. So
Mm,
so yeah, that was my day today. That was my morning this morning.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I've been on a 24-hour roll, Michelle. I've been on a 24-hour roll. So what's
I
going on in your world?
Well, let me see. Piggybacking off of what you said about the membership, like next week, like I hold client roundtables every month for my clients to educate them on financial things they need to know about their business. Even though we do their finances for them, it's good for them to be educated. Well, next week we're doing a public um, client roundtable, and we're going to be
Ah, okay.
talking about money out, and the team is actually going to present. It's not just going to be me. It is going to be me and my team so that other people can get a glimpse of what we do for our clients to help them
Ah, and
bridge the gap between their passion and their profits.
love it, love it. So that must be why you were asking me about a certain streaming platform.
Yes.
That must have something to do with that. That's awesome. Love it.
Do
Well,
I have
listen,
it all set up yet? No, but it will be by next week.
you got time, right? And
Yeah.
you got a team,
Yes, I
and
do.
speaking of that, isn't that how you collapse time, by having a team?
That's
So,
exactly.
yep.
Mhm.
So, and you got just the dynamite tech person, video person,
Oh yeah.
and my godson
Yes.
Antonio.
Yes.
I saw his stuff on LinkedIn
Yeah, I
the
saw
other
that.
day. That was really nice.
It
Really,
was
I was like,
really good.
and
Yeah.
he looked so much like his dad in that video. It was unbelievable to me. I was like, he looked just like Tony.
Yes. So much like his dad.
So much like his dad. I
Yeah.
had never seen that before as much
Really.
as I did is in that video.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, man, they look
He's
just
coming
alike.
into his own as well. So
Yeah.
I love the growth that I've seen in him. Yeah.
Well, Tonys,
Yes, the
the
two
two
Tonys.
Tonys, your Tony, my
Yes.
Tony, making
Mhm.
big steps, along with
Big
our
step.
other kids. Not
Yeah.
to ignore the girls, all the
Yeah.
girls and Christopher
The
and
girls are doing good.
everybody's doing well. Yep.
Yeah.
So proud parents are we,
Yeah.
right?
We
So
are.
let me
We
tell
are.
you something. Let me tell you about Tabitha Wolod, right?
Okay.
Tab, he is a business developer and CEO of Ideas Equal Income.
Ooh.
Ideas Equal Income. I thought you might
Mhm.
like that. Ideas
Yeah.
Equal Income LLC. She's originally from Baltimore. She is relocated to Charlotte, relocating back to DMV. True passion in making a difference, helping small businesses launch and scale.
Mm,
She sounds like Michelle's type of girl, right?
that's right.
Tab has been building brands that matter since the start of COVID-19. She believes that knowledge is power and that
Ooh.
small business owners should have information they need to grow their businesses strategically.
Mm,
Hmm. This
okay.
belief led her to create Know Thy Business, the CEOs. Now, what's interesting, Michelle, is that's exactly what you just talked about that you do with your
Yes.
roundtables. It's
Yes.
like, just don't do it for it. Know thy business. She's
Mm-hmm.
got a very unique approach. And without any further ado, let's bring Tab onto the stage. Tab, how are
Yay.
you doing?
Woo! Thank y'all so much. Oh my goodness, I'm great. I was just taking nuggets from both of y'all. I love what's going on. Congratulations to you both. Big things happening. So
Thank
this is
you.
awesome to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we just get together and have a little business conversation every
I
Tuesday
know we
night, a little
do.
coffee conversation, talk about a little bit of business. And so glad that you're on with us tonight.
Yes.
Glad
Welcome.
to be here. Thank you. I cannot wait. I'm going to get my membership. 997. Seriously, 80 people. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Michelle, I have to get involved in what you're doing too, because
Oh, thank you.
I definitely need the help. Financial literacy is key.
Yes, it
It
is.
is key. It is
Yes.
key.
Oh, yes. And Tony, that blog post I was gonna write, I did it. It's posted. Go check it out.
So
My
which post is that? The
Black History Month for four black women in the financial literacy space.
you got it. You got it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
did you publish that out on LinkedIn?
I did. It's
So
on
so
LinkedIn.
Michelle, could you put it in the private chat?
Oh,
The
sure. Yeah.
link so Dante can bring it up and we can make sure that we put it out there for
Yes.
everybody. And then also maybe we might even be able to take a look at it and just kind of bring it up for visual. So
Sure.
okay, cool. So Tab, while we're doing all this, right? Tell the folks a little bit about yourself and kind of what your journey to get you to the launch of your business, and then we're going to talk about some of your passions within that business.
Sure. Right. So let me talk to the people. My passion is really helping small business owners, solopreneurs, just like you said, Tony, launch and grow their business. Why? Because it's super important to me that small businesses sustain and generational wealth creation. So I am the CEO's friend in the field. I'm their trusted advisor. I like to help
Mm,
them navigate the quickest path or the most direct path from A, where they currently are, to B, their desired location. And I got into this. So it's funny, right? Because a lot of people, they say you can't be a jack of all trades, right? Or especially in business, you have to niche down. You can't be a generalist. And that's something I struggled with for a long time because I started out building websites,
mm.
and I still build websites on Wix. Y'all don't get me started, okay? Because I'm a Wix partner. Um, but in doing that, asking questions to some of my clients, just can you give me an intro? Can you give me a bio? What are your services? What are your products? No one had these things, right? And so I said, okay, that's a huge missing piece. Then we have to go back a step. We need to look at your branding. And then from there, we would talk about branding and get into other questions, such as, because everybody says, well, I want to be successful. What does success mean to you? They
Mhm.
don't know. So we have to go back to strategy. And then once those things are set up, then we can kind of approach marketing and complete the website build, right? So that's how I got to where I am. And I got a lot of my knowledge in terms of performance management, KPIs, understanding different data points and how what your data is doing after 11 years at Verizon. So I transitioned from Verizon thinking that, I'm going to hit it big. I took my 401k money out and I was like, this is it. I was 29. I said, let's go. And I failed, right? But I don't look at, it's a lesson, right? and there's a blessing in it. So even though I consider that my all-time low, I learned so much about being struggling as a solopreneur. For those of y'all listening, watching, don't quit your day job quite yet. But understanding what it takes to get to where I'm at now. So I'm grateful to be here and to be able to really serve my clients in the way that I do, providing strategy, structure, and services to CEOs of startups and solopreneurs.
Well, that's pretty awesome, and I love that piece of it. Right, Michelle, you got something? I see it just bubbling over.
Tab is speaking my language.
Yeah.
I know. Listen,
Let's go.
I don't even know. I may have even mentioned to Tab when I interviewed her for the radio show. I may have even said, "You and Michelle gonna get." If I didn't say it, I was thinking it. You know, like this is gonna be perfect, right?
Yes.
And so, I love that. I love some practical advices in that. You know, don't quit your day job just yet, right?
Nope.
You know, work your way out of a job, you know, but work your way out of it. Don't just quit. Work your way out of it. Because quitting, going cold turkey can be very difficult.
Yes.
Scary. Really. You're gonna be sleeping on dirty mattresses in somebody's crazy basement in a trap house. So just know it.
Yeah. And you know, and that's one of the things I tell people all the time too, and even in my business, is just when you think you're ready to quit your job, hang on for another 6 months or a year to see what's going to happen. Because sometimes we start out the shoot and everything's going really, really well. And then the reality, the honeymoon wears off, right?
Yes.
Like, won't nobody return my calls no more. Nobody wants to talk to me anymore. Like, you know, you got all those people that will do anything for you. That A-list, right?
Right.
That A-list of people that no matter what you do, they're going to support you, right?
And they're not there.
These are the people that if you got married, they'd be in your wedding, right? These are the A-list people,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
But when that A-list run out, you got to go to the B-list, right? And the B-list, I always tell people the B-list is like this. Those are the people you would invite to the wedding, right? So the A-list is in the wedding.
Yes.
They don't do anything for you, right? They're going to spend $200 on a bridesmaid's dress that they'll never wear again, right? They're the people that's going to do everything for you. They're going to rent this ugly tuxedo.
They're going to travel.
Yeah. Right, destination wedding.
They're going to do all of that. And then you're going to invite the people that most of them are going to come because they want to be there, witness your big day. They're going to be a part of your big day. But then when the B list run around, then you got that C list. Right? That C list is the people that you invited and you hope they don't even come. Right? Like you don't have to get to them too. So but yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey.
It is.
So.
It is. Whatever list I'm on, I'm there for the drink. So whatever it is. But it's true though. Your people that are closest to you, you know, it's funny because you could post anything on social media about, you know, live and how great it is and get a ton of likes. But as soon as you talk about business, it's crickets, right? So it's like really finding your community. And I think that's one of the greatest struggles, even for myself as a solopreneur, because you have to really hone in on what value you can provide to whom. So it's definitely it takes time. It takes time.
It takes
so
time.
What do you ladies feel about niche? I mean, what how do you feel about a niche market? What's your thoughts, Michelle and Tab?
Good one. Michelle, go for it. I see you. Go ahead, girl.
Well, I just think like in some industries, yes, you really do need to find a niche and you need to figure out how you can best help clients in a certain category, right? Then there's some businesses like, for instance, mine, because I've been doing this for so long, I have multiple categories within my niche, you know, so I have nonprofits, I have service providers, I have online e-commerce, you know, so I have different things, but when I spend my marketing dollar, I only spend it on one. That way I can get a flood of people in. Women service providers. That's who my niche is. But I am looking for growth-minded individuals who are coachable. That's who I'm looking for.
Yes, got it. Got it. But what you just said makes a lot of sense, right? Is that when you spend your marketing dollars, you're going to spend those dollars where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Right? Not that you won't service other people. Exactly. You're not.
Yep.
And I almost heard you saying this, Michelle, is like your niche isn't necessarily a customer identity.
Yeah.
But your niche is your identity and what you bring to the marketplace.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love how you worded it.
And we always think about niche as, oh, my niche is this person, or my niche is this demographic. But my niche, you said it, anyone with an open mind, right? My niche is what I can do, what the value that I can bring to the marketplace is my niche.
Yes.
Because
that's where I have transformation. When I have those people in front of me, I can transform where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. I can do that with confidence.
Yes. Can I add to that?
Yes.
Please. That's why we're here.
Yeah, well, thank you. At Ideas Equal Income, we transform your ideas into income, right? And so that's how we started. And I absolutely agree with Michelle, because I started this thing out when I realized that I was a business developer, because everyone kept calling me a marketer. And I'm like, no, it's more than marketing, because I'm getting questions from clients. Like I support again, solopreneurs and CEOs of startups. So I'll get questions like, Tab, I lost $20,000. How can I get it back? And hey, Tab, I'm doing an event next week. How can I set up an RSVP? And so I look at business from a holistic approach, because it doesn't seem like a lot of people are doing that, right? And so I am your navigator to help you just chart the ever-evolving business landscape. And even though it may be looked at as a generalist, I am able to do strategy, and my company fulfills on the services. It's much like Michelle said, right? We offer social media, brand activations, go-to-market launches, what else? Operational support, and I'll even stand in as a project manager. But all those things are necessary for what I like to call holistic business health. So I'm with you on that.
Well, one of the things I want you to do, Tab, right quick, and I think we'll have a great discussion on it, is I want you to go into that analogy of your 4 pillars. You know, I like this. You know the question was coming. Your 4 pillars, and how the analogy of the human body that you use with those 4 pillars. And then me and Michelle, we're gonna chime in. We're gonna have this conversation with you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. I'm ready for these 20 questions. No, I'm playing. He was gonna ask me 20 questions, y'all. So I take notes. So if I'm not looking up, no. But thank you. So in my free e-guide, Know Thy Business, what you all please download. It's on my website. I talk about the 4 pillars my 4-pillar framework for holistic business success. And that is strategy. Strategy is sight. Strategy sees all. Branding. Branding is breath. It brings things into existence. Marketing is the mouth. And operations are the organs, the inner workings of your business. And so the e-guide is called Know Thy Business, because if we can relate knowing thy business to, everyone knows the saying, know thyself, we can begin to kind of diagnose things and understand where we're at in business and what we need to work on.
Know thy business.
Know thy business.
I love that. And so much parallels between turn your passion to profit and your idea to income.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it just corresponds. I mean, it's just like it matches it so well.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. We up in there. We might all do a mastermind tomorrow. I don't know. Let's go. Right? No, it's so true. But and it's funny because a lot of people just don't understand that in every business, there are these same core components. You must have strategy. You must have effective operations or efficient operations. You must have a well-developed brand, right? Who are you? What do you do? Whom do you serve? What is the value you're providing? How are you positioned in the marketplace? What makes you so unique? For me, it's being that generalist, right? It's being able to help you understand how to move through each piece of your business by looking at the four pillars. That's kind of how I categorize it. But you have to have those things, and because everybody wants marketing, right? Marketing is the icing on the cake, right? What are you going to market if you don't even have anything? You just, it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. They won't come in
No,
business.
they won't.
They
If,
won't.
if the rest of it is not clear, they won't come. Then you come to me like, okay, my finances is like my financials, like I'm not making any money. You help me to make like, but if you don't have all of these other components working, of course, because your financial statements are your report card of how everything else is working.
Mm,
I'm like
mm.
failing on
Man,
that.
y'all going in there. Dante just take me off the screen, and I'll just sit back and be a spectator tonight.
Yeah.
But I want to challenge you guys this. I want to challenge you ladies on this. How, if I'm watching this tonight, which by the way, if you guys could be streaming this to your own thing by sharing it, whatever. But if I'm watching this tonight and I don't have a business, I'm an employee, I'm an executive. How does what you're talking about tonight, how does that translate to me fulfilling my job as as an employee, or as someone that may not necessarily be the business owner? Can we explore that a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hop in. That's a really good question. I would say if you are in any kind of business, um, and you guys talked about it earlier, the importance of education. I love to actually, and this is on my grandma. I do not have a college degree. I'm self-studied. So I promised my grandmother that when I move back to Maryland, I will enroll in college and really get my degree, because I get looked over a lot of times because I don't have that, right? And I know the importance of what it means to kind of fall back on that. So I just wanted to say that really quick. But when you're working somewhere and you're, as employees, especially like frontline employees, you always see holes in the process. You're always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my manager. If you're a manager, you see it too. You're like, I don't know why this is like that. You can begin to look at how things operate within your job and look to really make process improvements. How can you add value to the company? And in turn, a lot of times, that's how I created my own positions at Verizon. I would say, hey, this is an issue, but I have a solve. And then I would get like pulled off and work on a special project or something like that. And I think that's one of the things you can do if you are an employee right now, and just like, look, things are not organized. Something's not connecting with our clients. Let's say there's a high turnover. There's a reason for that, right? So that's all looking at operations and even the brand. How does the brand reflect internally? So those are some of the things I would think about if I were an employee at a company.
Yeah. So for me, if you're an employee at a company, I would actually ask you to take a step back and look at, like, is this position that I'm in right now in alignment with my life goals of what I want for my life?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it always starts with vision.
Yes.
And when you have a vision that's plain and that you can see, then you begin to order your steps so that you get there. So being an employee is not a bad thing. 80%
Not at
of
all.
people are designed to be employees. They are not designed to be entrepreneurs, because there's a lot of risk in becoming an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
So being a good employee, so is the job that you currently have in alignment with your life's vision? If it is not in alignment with your life's vision, or maybe you don't even know what that vision is, I would suggest that you take some time to figure out what that life's vision is. Once you figure out what that is, then begin to order your steps to figure out, okay, what shifts do I need to make in myself? Personal development, right? And then begin to put the building blocks in place so that you're walking in the direction of your vision, even as an employee. So the job you have currently may not be in alignment, but what do you need to do to educate yourself, to get some personal development? Or if it is in alignment, what are you doing within that job to create the culture? And you having an impact on the culture of the company. Are you clear about how your task every day is in alignment with the vision of the business? Because when you are doing work in alignment with the vision of that business, you begin to make impact. Impact is on
your value goes up. Your value
goes up, your income goes up.
So
all of that is important.
And I think you make a great point, both of you. And I, what I was thinking is that when you are an employee, and sometimes because we're entrepreneurs at heart, right? I mean, you got 3 entrepreneurs on the screen, and we talk about entrepreneurship so much that sometimes I think the value of being a great employee can get lost in this conversation, right? Because we believe employees are important. So shout out to all the employees out there for real that are getting the job done. But I think your product is yourself. Is your value. So that when layoffs come or whatever may happen, they said, we can't afford to lay Michelle off. We can't afford to let Tab go. I know somebody else has more seniority, but she's got to stay. Right. And so we increase our value that way. I want to challenge this thought. I read this earlier that Jeff Hoffman said, right? Your business should be the vehicle to take you to your dreams, not the obstacle that prevents you from reaching them. What if we replace business with job or position? Your position, your job should not be a vehicle, should be the vehicle to take you to your dreams, not the obstacle that prevents you from getting there.
Exactly.
And I don't think it's anything wrong with that. And also to point out, Tony, is that anyone can have an entrepreneurial spirit. Right? You can be like that one at the job that's calling the shots, doing the things, making the money, raising a family. You got great benefits. You can still travel. You can do whatever you want to do.
And as an executive, you could do those things without the risk.
That's it. You can. That's it. I had one of the executives I used to work on. He was like a motocross, like a famous motocross person, like on the side. I was like, he's running a division of this business and doing these dirt bikes on the side. I was like, okay, but you can still have a life. And even if anybody out there is considering jumping out into the entrepreneurial waters, be ready, because you're not going to have any time on your hands at first.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No time.
I mean, building, grinding. I mean, that takes sometimes years to get it to where you want it. And so very, very good points. I like the way this conversation is going. I mean, because I think it's a little bit here for everybody, right? A little bit for all of us to chew on. So,
and that's the importance, though, too, of having a coach or consulting with someone like we are, right? Because we're going to help you fill in the gaps and use our expertise and our skills and everything that we've learned, all of our experience, to help expedite that journey for you.
Exactly.
So why do I need a coach, man? Why I need a business coach? Why I need a coach?
Can I ask this question? Why did Michael Jordan need a coach? Why did Tiger Woods need a coach? And they had multiple coaches, not just one. Just a question.
You have to know the game. You have to know the game. You have to in that instance, you have to perfect your shot. Like Michael Jordan, like I have a coach, or I have mentors, and I have paid for coaches, right? Because you have to keep iron sharpens iron. I
Yeah.
don't want to just try my way through it. That's over, right? I'd rather invest, especially if I had a job and I was looking into stepping out. I would do that. I would take the steps. Tony, like you said, keep the job for another 6 months. Take the steps and really get to that place, because that's what a coach is going to do. Like, you don't have to go through the toil and the trouble.
Yeah.
So my coach ain't necessarily playing the game,
No.
but in your example, Michelle, what I think about is like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods can't evaluate his own swing when he's swinging.
No. Exactly.
Mhm.
You can't.
And so a coach is that outside
That
vision,
outside
looking
yeah.
in
Mhm.
and saying, these are the things that I see that we need to work on. We need to tweak this, we need to tweak that. And the coach doesn't actually do it, but the coach shows, recommends, and kind of evaluates and gives some analysis.
They have insight because they've worked with multiple people. Even if you're an employee, I would highly recommend that you get a financial coach, that you get a mindset coach, you get a spiritual coach, like, because those are all a parenting coach, like because all of those, like, being a parent, really, let's talk to somebody with a newborn, and then let's talk to somebody with a 15-year-old. Like, you can learn some stuff, but it took you 15 years to learn it. A coach can shorten the gap.
Yeah.
Shorten the gap. Yeah.
And there's no one way. Yes.
And then there's value in being coachable.
Yes.
That took me a long time, for real, to really listen, right? And to really be like to really be vulnerable, to say, wait a minute, I'm not making the money I want to make. I'm not doing exactly what I want to do. This wasn't my initial vision, back to Michelle's point. So I really need some help here. And it's like, you're going to get it, you're going to get it. You got to be open.
You got to be open.
Absolutely. You got to be open. You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to change.
Willing to change.
Right.
Like, that's the first step. Like, you got to accept, like, I don't know everything, and you don't even know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Don't even know.
That's a big part of it too. I think people are like, well, wait, why should I pay for a coach? You don't even know. You may not know why. If you resonate with the person.
If you asking that question, that's why you need to.
Yeah, right. Like, if someone, what's that saying? Like, you only want to take advice from people that you aspire to be like. So if you find that person, that leader, in wherever you are in life, like, grasp on, like, take hold, because, and even if there's free material, whatever the case is, Tony, $9.97, you need that, because you don't know what you don't know.
Yes, you know.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Most of the time, we take advice for people because they're accessible, because of their proximity, because they're close to us. Right? Not because necessarily they're qualified to give it to us. They're just in proximity, right? Like, I can call my cousin and ask for advice because they're in proximity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they're qualified to give us that advice. Yeah. And so what we have to do is we have to seek out coaching from those who are qualified to coach.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So
true.
I would take credit for that, but I heard it at the meeting today.
That is so true, though, because everyone wants to tell you, especially when you start a business. Oh, is this easy? Is that? Is this? I get a lot of people that come to me and say, Tab, can you make me a logo? I can't. I have to create your brand. I have to develop your brand.
Yes.
I have to create a comprehensive brand guide for you, so that you have your message. Right, your messaging, your brand language. Again, your logos are icing on the cake. We'll get there, but I can't just throw up, some. If you do, makeup, some lips, with some gold, and some eyebrows with some lipstick, and you know what I mean. You don't. What does that mean? It has to stand for something.
So the logo should be a visual of all
Of
the
the
things.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the visual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you have to know how you feel. Like, how would you describe I always ask clients when I'm doing discovery sessions, what are 5 adjectives you would use to describe your business? Right. And that goes into the logo design, all those things. It goes into the brand
How
voice,
many
the
of them
tone,
can answer that question?
not many times. And that's why, it's that's why I love working with solopreneurs. It was tricky. I stepped away from solopreneurs because I was like, look,
This is just too much clay, right?
They don't know what they don't know.
right. And then I'm like, you know what, Tab, you were there and you wish you had that person. So, let's still go and acquire and do some of the work that we do with a little bit larger, even though they're small businesses, larger agencies, but still work with the solopreneurs from the ground up and walk them through what's needed. Because yeah,
And I think there's probably some satisfaction with that, right? Because if you start with a
Yeah.
solopreneur that's really it's like I said, just a hunk of clay, and they're on the spinning wheel, and you're helping them mold their business into what they see, the vision they have for it. And some of it starts with that vision. And I love the conversation because our conversation in terms of being a visionary doesn't it's not limited to just being a business owner, but it's your life.
Right.
It's you as a mother, you as a friend, you as a whatever title you put on it, having a vision for that and then getting everything in alignment with that vision, right? So it's only when we fall out of alignment with the vision where we no longer can see it says, when keep your eye on the prize, right?
yes.
As long as we keep our eye on the prize is that vision. As long as we keep our eye on that, everything else needs to be in alignment. And then when that happens, it's very powerful.
Yes.
Wow. You have to keep showing up. That's a really good point. And it's like, be who you want to become and start doing the things that you want to do. Y'all are preaching tonight because I was getting ready saying, ride the vision. Because it's so true, right? The
It's
vision.
so true.
It's so true.
so
You can't
true.
do anything and that's really how, we start out with any discovery. It seems like, when you're coaching, it's like, what is your vision? And then you can map everything back to that. But a lot of folks don't take the time. And it's not that you have to have like a 5-year plan flushed out. It's like, really, where do you see yourself in life?
Yeah.
Because if your business, if your job doesn't align with where you want to see your life, if those two things aren't in alignment with each other, you will hate your work.
Yes.
Right.
You will hate it.
Your business will be like
Yes.
the child from
Yes.
ABLL, right?
Yes.
So you got to make sure that what you're doing is in alignment with where you see your life and where you want to go. And I think too is to also, I love the comment that I just saw in the chat. Yeah, this got me back on track. Really needed to hear this. Praise God for that.
Yeah, for real.
If everything we talked about makes a difference for that one person,
Yes.
then our whole conversation that we've had for the last 45 minutes has been worth it.
Worth it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's absolutely. So thank you for sharing that into the chat. So made me totally lost my train of thought, but
that was so special though. And it's so true. If we could just reach one, because it's like every day we're seeing people just going through it. And with this economy, we do not have the money. We don't have folks don't have the extra money to just throw out and just be trying stuff. You have to really focus in on and actually, Tony, you brought up a great point, because how many people hate their job? And then in turn, hate waking up and hate this. But if you can map back to your vision and get clear on that, and like Michelle, like you said, get the coaches and get the things you need and get the education, then you'll be in a much better position. It's not going to happen overnight. Doesn't mean you have to quit your job. Begin the path to be in a couple years. You'll be in that place and you'll be set You know, you
Right.
don't have to keep hating it every day. You're complaining, you're just talking
Yeah.
about, you know, how
Because
bad
the
life is.
years are going to go
Yeah.
by anyway.
Yes.
The years are going to go by anyway. So you should be joyful. You shouldn't be dreading Sunday night because you have to go to work on Monday morning. I just can't live like that.
Right. And
God
that's what
didn't
it's
give me
most
these
most
days
heart
to be
attacks.
living like that.
Most heart attacks happen because I gotta go to work and deal with
Right.
these people, right?
But you can change it.
Yes.
Like every individual can change it. Nobody is chaining you to that job.
Yeah.
You're
You
not
gotta
a
have
slave to the
enough,
job, right?
you gotta have enough effort to want
Yes.
to
Injunction,
change
right?
and
Yeah.
gumption to want to change so that you can make a life that you want to live.
Yeah.
I just don't understand people that hate their job.
Yes.
Listen,
Go ahead,
I
Harvey.
might as well have said what Isaiah said right there. He said,
Yeah.
the words that go out of my mouth
Yes.
will accomplish
Never
exactly what it is intended, and it will not return void,
Yes.
right? It will not return void. I believe that's Isaiah 53. It will not return void. Listen, we don't necessarily have to end at 9, but let's say we got a minute left here. What I want to ask you this question is in 30 to 60 seconds, sum up tonight's show in your words to the viewers. Tab, as our special guest, we're going to start with you.
I just think it was awesome.
Put a summary on the point.
I think it was awesome. I think it was dope. I think if you were listening tonight, I have to re-listen. There were so many gems. Share it. If I had to sum up this episode, I would just say it's coming from the heart, from all three of us, speaking from experience, speaking from just success, trials, tribulations, triumphs, speaking things into existence, faith. That's what I had. Keep watching the show, y'all. Like, subscribe. Oh, that's what I got.
Yes, go to the YouTube. Subscribe to the Real Money Coach Show, y'all. Listen, we need to get over 1,000, y'all. I'm waiting for it. We like 700 and something. Let's go for it. Let's get to that 1,000. Michelle, sum up the episode.
I
know I've never asked this question before.
No. I would say this episode is for entrepreneurs and people who are employees, and seek knowledge and do the things in your daily life that align with who you are. And if it's not in alignment, you can change it. You can change it. So I just want to encourage people. You have the keys to your own success. Use them. Use them.
I like that.
I love it.
I like that alignment.
Yes.
Let me throw a little spiritual truth on it. We need to get our actions in alignment with our anointing.
Wow. Another gem.
And when we do that, the God of heaven will open up the windows.
Yes.
And pour you out a blessing that you cannot even retain. When that happens. And the thing about it, I believe this. I believe when that alignment happens, when your anointing and your actions are all in alignment with one another, you won't even be able to contain the excitement that you have.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the joy that it brings.
Wow.
Not just to you, but everyone who's connected to you.
Yes.
That's it.
That's so. Ooh, y'all got me on fire. This is real convo.
Yeah.
Much needed. Much needed.
And Harvey's quoting that Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things will be added on to you.
Yes.
You know, what I love about that is if you read that whole verse, if you read that chapter 6 of Matthew, when he said all these things, it wasn't the material things. It was all these things. Go back and think about all these things. What are all these things?
Yeah.
I think about, for me, I'm at the stage in my life that I want peace and joy and
Joy,
happiness.
happiness.
I mean, there's nothing that makes me happier than to be sitting up in this house with my wife every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that she got to go back to work, you know. So but you know, the things that bring you joy and happiness really change and evolve. You know, when you're young, you're grinding, you got little kids and all that kind of stuff. Tabitha, you got a ways to go.
Yeah. No, I got a baby. She's 7. I'm there. I'm young, grinding, and going. Well,
yeah.
Look, not
all things pertaining to life and godliness, right?
Yeah.
And so love that, Harvey. So I mean, I'm rich tonight. I've been enriched by the conversation and hearing you two talk. And so, man, Tab, you're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna have to continue this conversation again. Michelle, you know you my ace, so it's all good. It's all good tonight, y'all. Listen, if you enjoyed the show and you're still on, put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box as we get ready to close down. Tabitha's information is scrolling there on your screen. Her website. I encourage you to go visit there. Up a little earlier in the chat, Michelle had Dante put the link to Michelle's article there. Y'all just support these ladies in what they're doing, and thank you so much for just being a part of the show tonight. Y'all brought it tonight. So love, peace, and happiness. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.
Have a good night.